Live, baby. Lots of good stuff to talk about. All right. Wait here a couple of minutes. Not minutes. I'll wait a little bit here for more people jump on here before we get into the discussion of discussions. All right. I asked you guys in the community to submit some questions, you know, to talk about tonight. So I'll get to some of those questions there in the community. So thanks to everybody that submitted a question there. Plus, we're going to talk about defensive tackles. What's up, everybody? Donnell, what's up, bro? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate everybody, man. Everybody that has signed up as a member, make sure you're hitting me up. Hit me up so I can get some stuff out to you. I got some more stickers coming in. We'll get those out to you. But thanks for everybody that is joining in. Make sure you click like on this. Let's get into the discussion. This is serious. Snapback. Let's go. All right, baby. Here we go. Yeah, glasses mode. I had to take the contacts off, man. They were killing me today. I'm on my last pair, so I gotta get a new prescription. All right. Let's get into the questions first, and then we'll talk a little bit about the defensive tackles. All right. So, free agency. Who do we sign from other teams? The new staff. Yeah. So far so good. I like the new staff. You know, we just brought in Edwards from the Vikings. He's gonna help bolster the linebackers, but they're expecting him to do more than that. So that's good for us. You know, he's coming from a well-disciplined defensive scheme with Zimmer, and those linebackers, they ball out over there in Minnesota. You know, Anthony Barr, Hendricks, these guys. So for the people that have been throwing shade and unnecessary stuff and talking crap about Jalen, get ready, because he's going to be back to form with this coach. I'm excited. You guys should be too. LVE, he'll benefit from it as well. And anybody else that we bring in here, young linebacker. So I do like that. Are we going to sign players from other teams in free agency? Yeah, no doubt. No doubt we'll sign some, and we'll get into a little bit of that, more talking about defensive tackles. All right. Here's another one here. Do you think it's more important to draft offense, defense, or keep it balanced? For me, you want to keep it balanced. You know, I know in a fantasy world, you want to load up on defense and double and triple dip if you can, but you got to stay balanced. You know, you got to draft for now, but you also need to draft for the future as well. And the future could mean like a season or two from now. So, yeah, definitely keep it balanced. I think Tristan Hill's a bust for second-round pick so far. He's going to have to shed that. All right, Tristan Hill's going to have to shed that title because, you know, he just didn't do good. He didn't do good under Rod Marinelli. Can this new staff light a fire under him? All right, and I'll tell you what, McCarthy. The way they draft, the way they do free agency, they're not going to wait on him. All right, so if Tristan Hill doesn't turn into something this year, they'll pull the plug. You know, they're not going to keep him around. Like I said, McCarthy does not keep sucky players wasting roster spots. He just doesn't. That has never been his style. The Cowboys with Garrett, like I said, they would keep, you know, players that weren't that good on the roster. McCarthy doesn't do that, so that's good. Possible strength and progress on Jalen Jelks, Daniel Wise, and Joe Jackson. That's a good question. That comes from Chris Dantzler. What I'm going to say is, from those three, Jelks, Daniel Wise, and Joe Jackson, I think Daniel Wise is honestly the better player. I liked him when he was at the East-West Shrine game. He got a call up there to the Senior Bowl. I mean, he looked good. You know, I think we got a steal on him for him to go undrafted. And also, he's a good player. I honestly felt like he was better. He's better than Tristan Hill, man. But this staff, you know, they had their favorites. You know, Rod Marinelli wanted to keep the project going with Tristan Hill. But to me, Daniel Wise is the better player. That's just my opinion. Jalen Jelks is an interesting one because I think he has some size. He'll be in the mix. He'll definitely be in the mix. He's got the length, the size. You know, you might be able to put him out as a defensive end in a 3-4. Depending on that, you may even be able to rush him as an outside linebacker. He's going to bring versatility for the team. Joe Jackson, he showed some things. He showed some things, but ultimately, I think he lost a lot of snaps in the second half of the season. So get him back on track. I still love players that come from the Miami University, from the U. They have some good linebackers coming out in this draft that I think they'll be good. Is Mike Nolan a good hire for our defense? It's to be determined, but he does have a track record, depending on how you look at him. But, I mean, he did get a head coaching gig out of it. So, there's something to be said about that. So, is he going to be good? I'm hoping he is. He needs to be because the defense needs an upgrade. All right. Why insist on changing Jeff Heath? Jeff Heath is a special teamer guy. He's a backup playing a starter role. So for me, I'm for getting rid. Jeff Heath does not need to be a safety, for us. If you, like I said, you don't want to settle. The Cowboys do not need to settle. If you can get better somewhere, get better. Jeff Heath, you can get better there. Let him be your ace special teams guy. Let him be Coach Fossil's, ace. Let him be that guy for you, and get somebody else in here for your safety. But Jeff Heath is not the answer. Let's see what we got. We got some more questions here. These are good, man. Hit like on this video. I appreciate these questions that you guys submitted. The draft. What if the Cowboys go safeties in the draft? Who do you think will go and why? Also, the defensive line and how can they address it in the draft? Good question. So safeties, good ones in this class. You're going to have fans of Delpit. You're going to have fans of McKinney, the kid from California. And there's some other ones here that look good in the Senior Bowl as well. Some unknown guys that are going to rise. All right. I think in the Combine is really where you're going to see some of that. Who is a good safety? Right now the main guys that we're all hearing from safeties are Delpit. For me, I like McKinney. All right, but that's just my opinion. And like I said before, guys, draft coverage, everything is an opinion. And I really do like everybody else's opinion as well. So if you're a fan of a certain college and we're talking about a certain prospect, let us know why you like or don't like a player. All right, that helps out. Need some info on who the Cowboys have met with. I did one for the East-West Shrine game. I'll have one for the Senior Bowl. That information I have coming out as well. Keep an eye on that video. And that's pretty much it. So some of these questions are duplicates, but appreciate everybody that submitted a question. Now let's get into the meat of this discussion. All right, defensive tackle. All right, we did a video earlier talking about that they're gonna make a tweak. And the tweak is needed. No more smaller, athletic, under tackle type of guys that are being projected. With Rod Marinelli. Rod was looking for Warren Sapp. Never found him. Never developed one. All right. So, they would bring in Henry Melton. He would even try to bring in players he was familiar. None of it worked. I think the magic just wasn't there anymore. So Will Clay comes on here and says, if we need to get bigger, we're going to get bigger, and we'll look for those types of players. So that is where we're at today. We're talking about free agents. Cowboys, for me, when they're looking at free agents, you want to get value and that kind of thing. So for me, you want to stay in that, 28 years old and below. Obviously, there are some that you could get older than that, but you're probably looking at 1-year deals. And like I said, we got to get away from the 1-year bargain bin kind of guys. Mike Daniels, obviously, might be an exception. He is familiar with McCarthy's system, but that's no guarantee that they'll bring him in here. If you can bring him in here at a low cost, that's cool. But he's not the same Mike Daniels that gave Travis Frederick and Zach Martin fits. He just isn't the same type of player. All right. But looking at the age range, man, this draft, I mean, this defensive tackle free agent class is deep. All right. I'm just going to give you a couple of names that pop off for me that I'm looking at. All right. Isaac Rochelle, defensive tackle from the Chargers, Notre Dame. Very powerful. He can play the nose. He's good. One of the ones that I've been talking about, even during the season, was who could we possibly trade for during the season. One of my guys was Ashawn Robinson, defensive tackle out of Alabama, playing for Detroit. All right. He's 25. That's good value. All right. If you can get a Ashawn Robinson in here, stuff in that run, that's a big body, comes from a good program. And I think he's been coached up pretty good there in Detroit as well. So a change of scenery would be good for him. DJ Reader from the Texans. Being in Texas, you do see a lot of these games. So you see a lot of Cowboys. You see a lot of Texans games. I saw DJ Reader. He can penetrate. He's a good one. And he's 26. All right. Sheldon Day. He's a good rotational player. I don't like our rotational defensive tackles. I want it all revamped. Revamp the crap out of it. Because it needs to be. It needs to be. All right. Vernon Butler, I think, is an interesting one. How much will he want? 26 out of Carolina. That's a good one. And he does get pressure. He'll get sacks. Will he get double-digit sacks? That's a tall order, but he will get sacks, and he will stuff the run. So that's a good one. Antoine Woods is an exclusive free agent for the Cowboys. Basically, an exclusive rights free agent means the Cowboys will say, yeah, we want to bring you back, and then that's it. He'll remain a Cowboy. Do I want to keep Antoine Woods? I don't. I think he's a knucklehead, and he just does the patty cake. He's not that good. You can get better there. All right. Javon Hargrave, Pittsburgh. I think this is an interesting one. He'll be available. He's 27. That's a good age range for him. You can get him on a decent deal. And, the 3-4 is a specialty. All right. So are the Cowboys going to immediately transition into a 3-4? That has yet to be determined. They're saying that they're going to still run four down linemen. That's fine. But whenever they start drafting and looking at certain types of players, that's really where you're going to get the clue. All right. In 2005, whenever we drafted DeMarcus Ware, we're kind of talking about the same thing. You see the Cowboys draft DeMarcus Ware early in the first round. Again, and then they double dip. They get Marcus Spears. All right. So if you see the Cowboys draft a certain type of, I wouldn't call DeMarcus Ware a tweener, but if you get somebody like a Strobridge from North Carolina who's popping off at the Senior Bowl, that guy's a beast. He looks good. That would be a clue. He could play defensive end. He could play, but this is a guy that'll help you transition to a 3-4. All right, so keep an eye on who the Cowboys are looking at. And like I said, I'll have all that information as far as who the Cowboys are visiting. All right, that's going to be the big tell. Jerron Reed is another one. Danny Shelton is another big guy there. Timmy Jernigan from the Eagles, I like him. I like defensive tackles from defensive tackle factories. All right, I'm talking about Alabama. I'm talking about Florida State. Timmy Jernigan, I like him. I like the way he plays. He's missed some time, though. He's not the most durable player, but, pretty good. Still has youth to him, 27 years old. All right. Jordan Phillips is a really good one. That's another one that I talked about possibly trading for during, the 2019 season. He was in my list. He'll be a free agent. He will get sacks. This guy's big. Jordan Phillips, to me, kind of reminds me. I mean, he's just a big guy, dude, and he gets sacks and he'll He'll stuff the run and everything. How much is he gonna want though? You know, that'll be the interesting thing here. And for the Cowboys, I think you do need to go at least a second tier. You can't do the third, fourth, and bargain bin crap, man. All right, they need to get some. They need to do something there on that defensive line, and he would be a great one. Jordan Phillips, out of he played at Oklahoma. All right. Let's see who else. Bo Allen, kind of getting up in age. He's decent. Michael Brockers is a name that has always been attached to the Cowboys, but honestly, Michael Brockers is not that good. He's more of a rotational guy with the Rams. Even some of the fans from the Rams call him a bust. So Michael Brockers, 29, he would be like a bargain bin kind of player. He's not gonna demand big money. So okay on that one. But those guys that I just named off are the ones to keep an eye on that would, give you production in a 4-3, but could also really help you transition into the 3-4. All those guys that I just talked about. So they're gonna get bigger. We know that. I'm happy about that. Everybody that's online, I'll take some questions from you now. We'll spend a little bit more time here. I am going to catch dinner here in just a minute, but if anybody has some questions in the live chat, let me know, and we'll answer a couple here for you real quick. Again, thanks for everybody that has hopped on. All my members, shout out to all you guys. Appreciate you guys. And all of my subscribers, appreciate you guys. This is the funnest part of the off season. All right. Senior Bowl coverage, I'll have it on Saturday. We'll talk about who looked good, and I'll talk about who the Cowboys have met with. All right. Do you think we'll bring Dez back? This is a very interesting topic. It's an interesting topic, man, because so many fans are attached to the good old days, right? When he was at the top of his game, but the ruptured Achilles. Is a little bit more injury prone down the line. It's just hard to envision the Cowboys bringing him back. But you never know, I think he'll get a shot somewhere. I'm not so sure it'll be with the Cowboys. Would I want him here? He's an upgrade over like a Tavon Austin or one of these low-end guys, like a Noah Brown, Tavon. Those guys suck, man. Cedric Wilson, he never turned into anything. So, I wouldn't count it out, but I wouldn't say that's a route that they're gonna go. I will say this: Mike McCarthy will draft wide receivers. All right, keep an eye on that one. I have an amazing video that I'm working on. I have a lot of research. You guys are gonna like this video I have on McCarthy. Why do you think Dak has not been signed? All right, this is another interesting question. Do you guys want to give Dak a long-term deal, or do you want to franchise tag him? For me, I think the Cowboys, they know that they're going to have him here long-term. Give him a long-term deal. Franchise tag Amari. That's my opinion, all right? Because you're halfway through Michael Gallup's contract, all right? He's going to be in year 3. Year 4 will be his contract year, and then you're going to have to pay him. Michael Gallup's the real deal, all right? But we'll see. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Let's see what we got here. Cut Crawford. Crawford, I think he could be, one of these guys that might get cut. We've been trying to cut him for years. Cowboys loved him. Garrett loved him for whatever reason. I mean, good rotational guy, but injury. He's taken on too many injuries. You can't count on him anymore. All right. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one, Tavis. Tyler Johnson out of Minnesota. That's a good one to watch. What other questions you got, guys, here? Any more? I'll take a few more if you got any. You don't watch the Pro Bowl? I'll have the Pro Bowl on for background noise. I'll watch it, but mainly just to make sure none of our guys get hurt. You know what I mean? That's really why I really watch it. Ruggs is a beast, man. Isaiah Simmons is awesome, man. I think he's awesome. Do I pay Byron Jones? I don't, man. I don't. I think you're. I don't, man. That's just me. Uh, Trade Tristan to the Raiders. I don't think you can get anything for Tristan. I mean, the league has seen what he is. What do you probably get maybe a 7th round pick for him or something. Jamal Adams. I don't see the Cowboys making the trade. It's going to take multiple picks, and he's already qualifying for a big payday. So you would have to make multiple picks, and you would have to pay the guy big time money. So I don't think there's enough for that trade this year. Probably would have been better to do it last year when he was still, going through his rookie contract. But he's already coming down to it where he's eligible for the big payday. That's right. What other questions do you guys have? Great questions, guys. I know we don't need it, but I wouldn't be mad if we took Ruggs. Now, yeah, don't be surprised if the Cowboys do, in fact, take a receiver, or an offensive tackle. Everybody right now is concentrating on your safety and defensive tackle, and we've been like that as fans. We've been asking for that for a while now. Cowboys, for whatever reason, seem allergic to it. Will it change under McCarthy? Is really the main question. We'll see. Who do they visit with? We'll have that. We'll cover all that. Who do they sign in free agency? All right. Do you think Dallas should double dip at defensive tackle and safety free agency? Yeah, I think you have to double dip. Because I think you have to totally transform that middle of that defense. The Cowboys just don't have it there. You have DeMarcus Lawrence and everybody else. Everybody else. They're just, backups that are starting for you. They're backups that are starting for you, and that's not good. Covington, Malik Collins couldn't stay healthy. He never turned into anything. What's up with McGovern? McGovern hopefully will compete with Connor Williams. But either way, if he beats out Connor Williams, that in turn ends up looking like a bad pick, unless the plan is to pop him out to left tackle, to take over Tyron Smith. I just don't know if he has the length for it. He's better suited for guard. All right. Did we bring Quinn back? For me, I would like to bring Quinn back. I would like to bring him back. I think he's versatile. He definitely can play a 3-4 outside linebacker. Comes off with good speed. He looks really fast. I like what he did. Very good production. I wouldn't give him a long-term deal, though. All right, he's like in his late 20s, I think. So he's right on the cusp as far as how long of a deal do you want to pay him. Is this Tyron Smith's last year? So, like we've said in other videos, the Cowboys have a 2020 out for Tyron Smith if they want to do that with less of a cap hit. It depends. We'll see what the front office does. This is a business, all right? Does he still have gas in the tank? I think he does. I think Tyron has at least 2 more years, but you do need to start to prepare for somebody to take over. You don't want to get caught with your pants down, all right? You don't want to go into a draft season where you're chasing an offensive tackle. Draft ahead of time, all right? Draft ahead of time. This offensive tackle class is deep. They could come out with an offensive tackle in the 2nd round. That's quite possible. What else we got? Yeah, the back problems are definitely scary. Could McGovern fill guard position? Yeah, McGovern can definitely take over guard. Now, is he strong? Did he get strong enough is a question. He didn't come into the league as strong as we thought he would. I felt like they kind of rushed him back. I think that's why they got rid of Wojcik, your strengthening coach. Some guys, I think, came back too fast. Some guys came back not completely rehabbed. I think this whole churning of the coaches and even your medical staff, I think this is a good thing. It's a good thing. You had to make this change with the Cowboys. All right, guys. But thanks for everybody that submitted questions in the community. Make sure you guys check the community tab out. Sometimes I'll have I'll throw that out there for you guys to submit questions. I appreciate everybody that submitted a question. Appreciate everybody that stuck around here to talk about defensive tackles and free agency. If you missed the live feed, catch this on the replay. Hit like. Continue to like, subscribe, and share, guys. And I will see you Saturday evening after the Senior Bowl. All right, let's get it, guys. Let's build this team. Let's go, baby. Thanks, everybody. Peace.